I feel like I came out slowly. Like, there was one night where I just came out to two of my best high school friends, and it was so like emotional. Like, we were both crying, and there was no reason for it. It was just, I think we were drunk. We had went out. We had just recently graduated college, and separating myself from being with people like constantly 24/7. I was able to be like, who do I like? Why am I hiding this? Like, who cares? And this was at a time when LGBT and being gay wasn't as celebrated as it is today. I believe that like when I came out, if the generation turn was happening, but my most impactful was my parents. And I still like to this day, I remember the date, December 16, 2016. They were the last people I needed to come out to because I just wanted to make sure that I had a good support system. At the time, what I wanted to do is I had a dinner party. I was really big into dinner parties at this time. And so I told my parents, like, they always wanted to hang out. So I was like, oh, I'm going to plan this dinner party. I'm going to order food, or I'm going to make it, like, and then, we can just hang out. It was a Friday. I remember it being Friday, 2016. And all week I was freaking out. And I had told, like, my friends, I even started telling coworkers, like, yeah, I'm coming out to my parents. Like, and everyone was so excited for me. And, like, thinking about it now, like, if you could feel my pulse, like, I'm like, my heart's beating. And so I remember I had ordered food. I had made a tres leches cake, and that was the bomb, just letting you know. And I remember we had dinner, and I asked my sister to come. My sister was there. We were in the dining room, and we were eating, and we were talking. We were having a good time. So my thing is, or the way that the night usually goes is my dad, at some point he gets bored and he'll leave. So I made the tres leches cake. We were having dinner. I asked my sister there for support because she already knew. That's actually a really good story too. But so my sister already knew, and so we had went to, so we were eating, and then there comes a point in the evening that I know my dad gets bored, tired, whatever you call it. He either goes watch TV, goes to the bathroom, like he's just uninterested. So we were eating dinner. My sister's like, all right, well, when do you plan on doing this? And I told her that I didn't exactly know when I wanted to do it, but I knew when the time was right, I'd give her like kind of like the eye, like, hey, it's time. So my dad was about to get up, and I remember being like, okay, it's the end of the night. We're literally at dessert. And so I'm like, I need to tell you guys something. And I can't remember the full words I said because it was like, my eyes kind of glazed over, and I was just like talking mierda. And I remember being like, so guys, like, I wanted to tell you this for a long time. I think it's, I want you guys to know the full me and understand like who I really am. Like, I don't think you guys really know me. And I don't really know if I said I was gay. I think I said like, I'm in love with men, or, I prefer guys over girls. And I remember my dad, we had paper plates because my parents don't like to do dishes. I don't know why. We have dishes, but just like my mom doesn't like to do dishes. So I don't even know why we had a paper plate, but there was a paper plate, and my dad took it in front of his face, and I saw him, he started crying. And my mom started like, she just gets really red in the face. And I just remember being like, it was quiet. And I'm like, are you guys okay? And the first thing they ask is like, who knows? I'm like, oh gosh. So I told them everybody knows. They're like, even the family? I'm like, yeah, they're like, the family knows. So first they were upset that I told them last, that they were the last people to know. And then after that, they were upset because, and I think it's just being old school. They're Peruvian. I know this word isn't the best word to use, but it was like the ignorance of it. They said, well, what about us now? Like, what happens to us? I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is about me. Like, what is this statement? And they're like, like, we're supposed to have grandkids. Like, we want to see you married. And mind you, I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters. They all have kids. My parents have like 12 to 13 grandchildren. But yet my children, apparently, like, they lost that dream, like, of my children, my wedding, my everything. And I tried to tell them that it wasn't about them. It was about me. And like, it was almost like they felt it was a reflection of them. And they're like, well, what do we do wrong? Why didn't you tell us? We could get you help. And it was that kind of moment. Like, I tried to like talk to them about it. And even they were like, like, we have nothing to live for almost. And I felt bad because my sister was like, well, hello, like, I'm still here. Like, what's going on? And so it was, I laugh now, but at the time, like, I didn't cry or in front of them. I would try to be as strong as possible. And we spoke, and then like, we just needed a break kind of thing. So they went into their room. I had left. Like, I was like, I need to drive. And that's when I went into my car and like I said like a prayer, and I just started bawling, and I was like, I did it. Like it was like a relief, but also like I don't know what the future is gonna hold. And I remember I did it that weekend because it was a friend's birthday, so I was going to AC literally like the next day. So I had time to like disappear, and then like moving forward, like it all worked out. I actually moved. I started I started a relationship, and I moved in with him, and I think that's why we moved in so quick. But the separation helped my parents and I relationship, because every time I would come home, I acted like nothing happened. Like I'm the same person, and I think they were nervous that I was going to like put on a dress or become the stereotypical like LGBT, what they thought a gay person was. And and I think I was able to prove to them no, and now our relationship is phenomenal. So